Hey everybody, good morning. It is Monday, July 22nd. This week for Let's Make It Happen, we are going to be talking with Heather Wilson from the American Motorcyclists Association. Let me get this lined up here just a little bit better so when she comes on I don't jump off the side of your screen. So what's going on? Last weekend, I forgot to mention to you last Monday, the 75 Hard Challenge ended last week. So last Sunday, a week ago yesterday, was the final day of the 75 Hard Challenge, which we talked about earlier. I failed a piece of it, but I did continue with the 2 exercises every single week. And then since then, last Monday through yesterday, tried to limit my activity. Not limit my activity, but I didn't want to exercise an hour and a half a day, so I didn't. I kind of relaxed. I recovered. For those of you guys that follow me on social media, I had an opportunity kind of just pop up on me. It's one of those deals where there was an opportunity there and I was not going to be the guy to miss it. All of the stars lined up. It happened to be this weekend that I wasn't in Sturgis or getting at another event. Obviously, I have a lot to do to get ready for the Sturgis Rally, which is coming up. But what I did was I got an opportunity to go to Las Vegas. If you guys are watching my social media, I went to Las Vegas. I booked a ticket Monday. I flew out there Thursday. Primo, Don Murato, thank you guys very much for your lodging and hospitality. I went out there. I stayed with them. Like I said, everything just lined up. They didn't have guests coming in this weekend, so I went and I stayed there. And the event that I was going to happened to be just like a mile or a mile and a half from their house. So I went to what's called the Success Summit, which is an event for clients of Lightspeed VT, which is Brad Lee's company. Those of you guys have heard me talk about Brad Lee. I was on his podcast, Dropping Bomb, many moons ago. Great guy, and I got to meet a bunch of the people that actually work for him. Great company. So, hopefully we can get something really cool in the wild ass world for you guys to check out. So this is not a Monday morning wild ass show, but oftentimes you may or may not hear what's coming in the future if you're just paying attention. So anyway, did that Success Summit, came home completely motivated, recharged again, which was cool. So now it's time to get the bins packed up, get the van packed up, get the bike in the trailer, because Wednesday morning, 2 days from now, we will be hours down the road headed towards Rapid City for the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. We're going to see Keith Berry and hang out with everybody there at the rally with Black Hills Harley Davidson for the first week and a half, and then we'll be the second week and a half at J&P Cycles and Black Hills Harley. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that. Check out my Instagram page at WildAssCraig. You'll see all kinds of new things, cool things coming, and just some random activity. So Heather, I'm going to try to find you in my list here. It's for some reason not showing. It shows that you're watching. If you can send me a request, try to do that to get on the show. For some reason, it's not showing me that I can ask you. So there's some other people. Chet, good morning. Thank you for watching like you always do. Heather, if it's not showing you, maybe just log off and then come right back on and we'll get you on. Jerry Brennan, good morning. Him named Jim. Lacey Joe, good morning. Loved your post yesterday. So if you guys are looking for some extra motivational from a lady, extra motivational content from a girl's perspective, go check out Lacey. She's watching. Make a comment, Lacey. Maybe some people will follow you. Great girl. Lee Parks, longtime friend in the industry. Love that guy. Love your course, by the way. You are a topic of conversation at home where we are going to be getting the boy some more riding experience, and then he's coming to see you, probably with all of us, because it seems like a good vacation. So we'll get Heather back in here. I don't know if I can get, like I said, I don't know that I can send the request for some reason. So to talk a little bit about the Success Summit, what they did, it was a seminar, 2 full days. This is the funny thing. I went to Vegas. I got there Thursday night, literally found where I was going, went back, hung out at the Murato's house, and visited there, had a good time, and was just a few hours, went to bed, woke up, went to the summit, got done with day one, went back, fell asleep, woke up, went back to the summit, got back to Murado's. Dawn and I went to dinner, and then I flew out. So it was probably the shortest visit to Las Vegas that I've ever had. But often people ask me who can go to Vegas and not drink any alcohol. This guy. So did that, and also didn't see any of Vegas other than the 2-mile stretch from the airport to Primo's. And then here we go. Let me see. So I see you can't get a request to join, but why is it not letting me ask you to come to the video? Let's see. Let me do something here quick, see if we can wing this. We just did it this morning and everything worked fine. So here we go. I found a spot, so I invited you. So let's see if that was an invite to watch or what that was. Bear with me just a second. Okay, so Heather, did that work? Maybe, you know what, let's see if you can like stop watching, log out of, or not log out of Facebook, just close the app and then reopen it, and then find me, and then we'll get you on here, because it's a pretty cool little story. There we go. I got the request. I'm gonna approve on here. Coming.
All right, we did it.
It works.
Well, I had to like rotate my phone to even see the request to join.
Oh,
You know
that's
how options disappear when you
yep.
go to different screens.
Yeah. So everybody, this is Heather Wilson. Heather, thank you for coming on the show. From what we talked about earlier, this is your very first ever Facebook Live.
Yeah,
show
yeah. I've done
with
like
somebody.
Facebook Lives on my own, but never like picture in picture. So
That's awesome. So, well, thank you for choosing my show to come on the first one. So
awesome. Yeah.
I want to get my viewers to watch or get to know you a little bit. I mean, we've gotten to know each other a little bit through events. You are the AMA girl. That's kind of all I knew your name as. I was telling you this morning, you had liked or commented or there was some interaction on Facebook. And I'm like, oh, that must be Todd's daughter. So I like clicked on you and I saw it was you. I'm like, oh no, that's the AMA girl. So super cool that we get to connect this way now. So tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, where you come from.
Sure. So motorcycling has been a family thing for me. I started riding dirt bikes at the age of 5 and street bikes at the age of 15. My dad has had a motorcycle dealership. He's actually celebrating 42 years of business this year. So it's something that when he graduated high school, he started this business. He had grown up racing. He even had gone to the International 6 Days Enduro for the AMA trophy team back in the 80s. So motorcycling was something that we did as a family. We always went camping, riding, racing. That's what we did, spending time together. So that's kind of how I got my start in it.
That's cool. So let's shout out a plug. What's your dad's shop?
It's called Wheel Sports in Ohio. So it's in central Ohio. It's actually about 10 minutes from the AMA headquarters.
I've been very close to there then, haven't
I? yeah. So he sells KTM and Husqvarna motorcycles.
Ooh, I have a connection now. No, yeah. I've heard of his shop, not through you until just now, but I've heard of the shop. So yeah, he's been around a while. He must have a good name for himself. And you don't stay in 42 years of business by not being a man of your word. So
yeah,
very cool. So that's awesome. So shout out to Wheels. So you'll have to tag him in this video and have him share it on his page.
Yeah, I will totally do that.
Yeah, so you are a street bike rider.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still ride off-road at all? Or
yep.
Every chance
and
you can?
Naturally, I have KTMs for both of those, good deals on those.
Yeah.
So,
if you're going to ride, you might as well ride the best, right?
Yeah, they're good bikes, definitely.
Yeah. So you've ridden everything. You kind of found a career in the industry that you love, which one, an interesting statistic that I learned this weekend. Do you know that most billionaires work 80 to 95 hours a week?
I could believe that.
So this
Yeah.
guy opened up his presentation, you better be doing what you love. So
Hmm.
you may be a billionaire, you may not be, but
Quite.
it's easy to do this all the time. You're at events all the time. You're working. I mean, that's
Mhm.
when we see each other, is when we're working. It's easy to do it when you love it, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So when I was in college, I decided to get a degree in journalism, specializing in public relations and marketing. But I knew that I didn't just want to go work for an agency that had a bunch of different clients of products that I didn't really care about. So I was thinking about things that I loved. And obviously, motorcycling came to the top of my mind. And my first job out of college, I actually moved to California and worked for the Motorcycle Industry Council and Motorcycle Safety Foundation, um, because I had connected with my then, who would become my boss, on LinkedIn. So that's my shout out for how powerful LinkedIn could be, because it landed me my first job out of college. I decided that California really wasn't my style, and I was more of a Midwest girl. And so I moved back to Ohio and started working for the AMA, and I've been there almost 5 years now.
That's crazy. So how did you end up with the AMA specifically? How did that all come together?
So it's really one of those things. I was just putting my feelers out to people in the industry, letting them know that I wanted to move back to the Midwest, and if they knew of anything, to let me know. And I had reached out to who is my boss now, at the AMA, letting him know. And he's like, actually, we're getting ready to hire an associate editor. We haven't even posted the job yet. Would you be interested? And he had known me because I was writing race reports for a local enduro series as a volunteer thing in high school and college. And I was sending those reports to him. So he already knew my writing style. He knew my family had a good background in motorcycling, and it just kind of all came together that way.
That is crazy. That's cool because you also you got to move so close to home. You
Yeah,
got to go
I
right
never
back.
thought I would be the girl that stayed, close to where I grew up. But as far as motorcycling opportunities go in Ohio, it's not a real hot spot for it. So I was just really lucky that the AMA was really close. It's actually in my hometown, like the exact
Yeah,
city.
that's
So
awesome. So let's throw this blocker up there right now for all the guys. You have a boyfriend,
I do.
very
Yeah.
serious relationship. Um, is he from there, or did he have to come back to chase the girl?
So he's actually from Minnesota, which I believe is where you live, correct?
Yep, yep.
Yeah. So he's from like the Minnesota-Wisconsin border, and we're actually getting ready to head back to Minnesota this week to see his family. But we met naturally through work. He's a ATV motocross mechanic for a pro race team. So I was at the job, and I met him through a mutual friend, and it kind of clicked that way. And I told him that I wasn't willing to move to Minnesota because it's too cold there in the winter. So he moved to Ohio. So it worked out.
So he chased the girl. Good for him. That's funny. So the AMA has, let's talk a little bit about the AMA, what the AMA does. Oh, let me show you something. I got to step off camera for a second, but I got this. See
Oh,
that?
charter like member. That is
Yeah.
official.
So I don't only have you on here because I want to talk about the AMA. I'm a member, serious believer of being in the AMA, but I want someone from the AMA to tell us what you guys do for us as motorcyclists.
Yeah, absolutely. So the organization is a not-for-profit, and we've been around since 1924. So we're coming up on almost 100 years, which is pretty awesome. But our mission is to promote the motorcycle lifestyle and protect the future of motorcycling, which encompasses a lot of things because our membership is so diverse. So the most important thing is that we're always advocating for your rights as a motorcyclist, whether you ride off-road, whether you ride on the road, whether you race or don't race. We have a dedicated government relations office in DC that is constantly monitoring legislation and making sure things aren't happening against motorcyclists that maybe you wouldn't even be aware of because it's flying under the radar. And I think that's one of the things when it comes to government relations stuff, it's boring. People don't really love to talk about it, but it's really important. So I always say it's good to have us doing the work for you so you don't have to do it. And a lot of times people don't even realize how many things and like freedoms are being encroached upon, because we help handle it before it gets to that point, that you don't
So
have to work.
so can you, because a motorcycle guy's gonna already be lost, okay? Because you're talking government, we don't care. We know they don't care about us. So give us an example, if you can, off the top of your head, something that, let's just say, my local dirt bikers. Now I know the struggle that they have with trails and getting trails. What
Mhm.
does the AMA do to help make sure we don't lose trail or get more trail even?
Yeah, so land closure is obviously a big issue when it comes to off-road riding, and our government relations staff can work with members or local organizers to help them put together proposals or go to, legislation or just develop good processes and procedures so that we can avoid those land closures, working with the Bureau of Land Management, Forest Service, anything like that. They can provide a lot of tools and resources to help you get on better relationships with them.
And one thing that keeps us as members informed is your monthly magazine.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing when you flip through the pages of there how much of this stuff is going on. And it's reassuring to know
Mm-hmm.
that my small membership fee actually is paying for
Yeah.
this, paying for this
Mhm.
to be bought for me.
Yeah.
So
So our membership is $49 a year, which, goes to a lot of different things, supporting government relations, supporting riding, supporting racing, so many different avenues that $49 is going to. And there's a lot of perks for members. You can get free roadside assistance when you sign up for auto renewal for not only your bike, but all of your vehicles in your household for all of your members.
I
So
was
whether
gonna
it's
say, so I can attest to that. So we were driving the wild ass van. We left the show in Texas. Literally, we were 10 miles into Oklahoma. And, all of a sudden it made this terrible noise and just, I mean, something was coming apart. So I shut the truck down and we're coasting now at 60 miles an hour, trying to figure out how I'm going to get off the highway. I get off the highway and I'm like, what am I going to do? And because I'd never used roadside assistance. So I get my AMA card and I called. And this is, I mean, it resulted in an entire great weekend, but the AMA sent out the tow truck, got me to the Chevy dealer. I never paid for a thing. That right there saved me probably $200. That's like 4 years worth of membership
yeah,
in that one
totally.
incident. The following, like last summer, I was driving through, we were headed to Wisconsin. We're going to drop the boat off to the girl's house, my Renee's daughter. I call her the girl because mine's, mine and whatever. But they're all my daughters, but this is how I separate them. So we're dropping it off at her house to get fixed. So that was the plan. Well, the wheel flew off the trailer.
Oh
Like
my goodness.
literally just this great story, rainbow of sparks, the whole thing. I called the AMA. Now this is my boat trailer. People, this is the American Motorcyclist Association. I'm pulling my boat behind my pickup. There's not a motorcycle involved, but you sent out the people to put my boat on a flatbed, to get it to a boat shop in St. Cloud that completely raped me, who I would never recommend anybody. But the story is there's $300 worth of towing and moving and getting my stuff
Mhm.
taken care of and off the highway there. I left my boat on the trailer. I continued south. The boat headed north. So that roadside assistance is worth the complete price of the membership.
Yeah, totally. So that's a big perk. The monthly magazine that you mentioned. So when I first started working at the AMA, I was associate editor. So I was writing for the magazine, mostly the off-road edition, because there's actually two editions in the
Mhm.
magazine, where most of the content is the same, but a couple pages are different. And then it was about 3 years ago, I transitioned to my role now as recreational riding manager, which is kind of a mouthful, but essentially I handle anything that's not racing. So whether it's road riding, off-road riding, adventure, or dual sport, I work with our event organizers and our members who go to those events.
So let's talk about that, the non-racing side. There's a common misconception, and I am guilty of this, that the
Yeah.
AMA is just for people who race.
Yeah, we hear that a lot, and it's really, really a big myth out there that gets spread around a lot. And I actually pulled some stats this morning, so I'm gonna look at my cheat sheet here. But our membership, actually, 78% of them ride on the road, and 41% of our membership ride off road. And of that, only 38% race and AMA events. So, I mean, we're really looking at like 60% of people that don't race that are AMA members. So that's
And
actually
in
a
racing events is all racing, right? Flat track, road,
Mhm.
motocross, cross
Yes.
country.
Yeah.
That really does surprise me that people that don't race, I mean, really, they're just members because they see the value in it.
Hmm. Yes. Yeah.
Crazy. Obviously, so I became a member because of racing, um, but have never let it go. And
Hmm.
now I'm a life member.
Well, and I tell people too that like regardless if you're a member or not, we're still advocating for your rights. We're not looking out for just our members when we go to legislation. I mean, we're really advocating for all motorcyclists. So we're looking out for you regardless. It'd be great if you want to support us and help us with our mission. That'd be great, but we are helping you out regardless.
Yeah, it's $50 a year. Do the right thing. Pay them to
Mhm.
help us continue life on two wheels as we know it. I mean, I've seen stories in the past of the AMA even, taking the motorcycle aside, right or wrong, but helmet laws.
Helmet
It's,
laws, yeah. So we have a
if
position statement on that.
so, I
And
mean,
ours is freedom of choice for the riders. Obviously, we encourage people to wear their helmets, and I'm the type of person that I wear all the gear all the time. But it is a personal choice. That's the AMA stance on it.
yeah, which I think is fantastic because I've seen in my magazine where the AMA has stepped in to fight states or fight people to make sure we keep our choice.
Hmm.
Now, like you said, that's not even just for members. Like, oh, okay, you're a member, you don't have to wear your helmet. No, it's for everybody. So
Hmm.
everybody needs to get involved, pay your dues, and just be a
Hmm.
part of it. So
Yeah.
I totally agree. So that actually went way faster than I thought. There's got to be more.
What time is it? 9:23.
Yeah. So I
Yeah.
mean, I don't even want to. I mean, I don't want to make it a salesy type show for the AMA, but I believe in the AMA. Obviously, I just showed you the membership and my shirt. I'm amazing.
Yeah, I love that. That's awesome.
I
Um,
think I got this shirt from you um in Vegas. So
yeah, probably.
here's how strong of a believer I am in the AMA. I am a member. All four of the children are members. I pay for that every single year as part of their, like Christmas, birthday, whatever it is, I can't even remember. It depends on when they come due. But I pay for that every year. None of the four kids race. One of the four, so the youngest, Dade, he rides on the road now. We got him a V-Strom or a motorcycle, and he rides on the road, and he just should be a member. So one thing I did learn though last weekend is AMA will not jumpstart a motorcycle.
I don't
But it
know.
makes sense. It does. It's true. They won't. We tried. He tried when I was out of town. So good for him. He grabbed his card and tried it. But it makes sense because they say not to use a car charger
Yeah, I
a
can imagine
motorcycle battery. So you probably, that's electronics. I can see why, because the AMA doesn't call your local motorcycle shop. They call a towing company.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, you have the contracted deal. I don't know how that works behind the scenes, but you don't want to send an automotive tow truck to jumpstart
Yeah.
motorcycle because there's just way too much power there. You're going to wreck other things. But they will make sure you have a motorcycle capable, motorcycle safe hauling mechanism if you break down on the road. So
Mhm.
I did learn that this week.
You going back to you going to Sturgis in a couple weeks or next
Yeah.
week. I'll be headed out there for the end of Sturgis. I'm gonna fly
Okay.
out and then I'll have a bike to ride out there. I have never been to the event, so that'll be pretty neat. But a lot of people don't realize even the events that they're already going to that they're AMA sanctioned events. So Sturgis is a partner with the AMA and their event is on our National Gypsy Tour series. So they're one of the elite road riding.
I was
Yes.
looking for my pin. It's not here.
Yeah, the elite road riding events in the country. So, so many people attend events and they may not even realize that it's an AMA event that they're going to.
Yeah, that's a good point because I did not realize that Sturgis was on the tour. I guess I don't know why I didn't. It only makes sense that it would be because I saw you. Was it the BMW rally?
Americade.
Americade, I saw you. Yeah, and
Yep.
that was on the tour as well. So, um, you're going to Sturgis the end?
Yes. So I think like the 8th through the 12th. It's like a Thursday through a Sunday,
Yep.
the tail end
Okay.
of it.
So you'll be the 8th, if you're there through the 12th, which is a Monday, probably for travel
Then
purposes.
maybe the 8th through the 11th, because I
Okay.
think it's there.
Yeah. So it's very full that weekend. Just a word of caution to everybody that's going to Sturgis. If you're going there to ride, might not be the best time to ride. Now you're obviously very capable, so you'll be fine. People that aren't real capable of riding, and I don't discredit them. I want everybody riding, but there's such a different skill level that goes on during the week of Sturgis that's where we really need to watch out for each other. And you've raced, I'm assuming. You
One,
understand.
yes.
You understand they separate classes for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because it's not so much the like your ability to make jumps and stuff. It's how fast you catch up to the people ahead of you is where the real danger comes in. That's on the road, a very real issue in Sturgis. So
Yeah.
watch yourself out there. Keep all your gear on, ride safe. Make sure you come and see me. We'll be
Yeah.
in Sturgis at J&P Cycles, and then we'll be at Black Hills Harley. I imagine you'll be walking around up there. We'll be on the lot up there. So make sure you come and find me. We'll have booths at both locations. I'm not sure where I'm going to be.
I will definitely do that.
Yeah. So that brought us all the way up. We got just a couple minutes to go. So look at that. Told you it would go fast. So I appreciate you coming on. Did you know that it is National Hammock Day?
No, but that sounds really nice.
It does. And right now I could use that. Just go relax in a hammock with I'm not drinking for whatever reason. So
the heat index has been like 110 here for like the past week or two, and today the high is actually 78, so it's gonna feel like it's freezing outside.
So a hammock with a blanket is still comfortable.
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
Go enjoy that. That's what everybody's supposed to be doing today. So Heather, I appreciate you coming on. I know you've watched the show. I always ask you to give us like a word of advice or a tidbit or maybe something you live by at the end. So go ahead and do that.
Yeah, my thing would just be to find a career that you're passionate about and surround yourself with good people, because a good support system makes all the difference. And I've spent a lot of time in the last year kind of weeding negative people out of my life, and it's made a huge impact on, my enjoyment and my personality just to be surrounded by positive people. So you have the ability to do that.
On that note, would you come back on another show and we'll talk about that subject specifically?
Yeah, I would love to.
Because that is a very important topic, and I'm going to write that down because we need to book a date and get you back on here to discuss that, because we don't always talk motorcycle stuff. Sometimes it's sales stuff, sometimes it's employee stuff, but that is a very good lesson to have. Yeah. So if you guys missed that, rewind that minute and listen to what she said very closely and start to live by that. So thank you very much, Heather.
Yep.
So you guys know the deal. I do this every Monday morning. Random guests, various guests, sometimes first-time Facebookers. If you like what you're seeing, let everybody know. If you hate what you're seeing, just don't watch it. But shoot me requests. Share this video out every week. The video gets shared. I enter you into a drawing for random crap that I get. Sometimes it might be AMA stuff, actually, which I don't call it crap. It's just stuff. So random giveaways I give away every month based on who shared my show the month before. So I do one giveaway for every single week. Thank you guys for watching. My final words are always go out this week, kick some ass, and have some fun doing it. All right. Thank you, Heather. We'll be in touch. We definitely have to get back and talk about that.
I would love to.
Losing baggage. All right. Thank you, Heather. You guys have a great week. Talk to you soon.
All right. Bye.